everybody, Richard again here from Electric Classic Cars, and today is going to be a tough day. I've got to do some test driving in this glorious machine. Now this is a 1970s BMW E9. When it came to us about 2 years back now, it was, let's say, a little bit of a basket case is probably a polite way of putting it. It had been in storage for decades, and the sunroof on it was left open, and the garage had actually got a water leak right in the wrong place, straight in through the sunroof, straight into the interior. So the interior was wrecked. It had bubbled paint all over it. It had dents on it, dings. It was in a sorry state. So we've lovingly restored it up to this condition, and as you can see, we've given it the BMW CSL homage look. So what is that, and what's the difference between a BMW CSI, which is essentially what this started life as, and the BMW CSL? Well, the L stands for lightweight, and essentially what the BMW CSL was a very, very successful 1970s touring car racer. So that's why it's got the air dam at the front and these very iconic sort of shark fins here, the Alpina wheels, which incidentally are different width on the front to the back. They're wider on the back. I mean, obviously you've got this iconic sort of pillarless look to all the BMW E9s. And then the bits that I really like with the BMW CSL race look is the rear spoilers. So you got this, which directs the airflow down onto the rear screen there and into this just iconic looking rear wing. And the rear wing is kind of two wings in one, if you like. You got this one here, and then you got this ducktail spoiler here, which kind of like spoils the air and shoots it up here. So it's a fantastic looking vehicle, and you know, my team has done a brilliant job of restoring it and, you know, getting it to this condition, but then electrifying it as well. And you're all probably wondering, what do you mean electric? You know, what have you done to this? Well, there's only one way to kind of give the BMW CSL its due, and that's go full-on Tesla power. And that's what we've done in this. So originally it had a 3-litre straight-six engine up front, and now we've taken the engine, the gearbox, prop shaft, and the rear diff all out, and we've got a large battery pack up front, small one in the boot, and a Tesla drive unit on the rear where the rear diff used to be. So on that note, let's have a look at the electric side of things. So I'll open up the bonnet. Where's the fucking oh, there it is. Right. So we have a full Tesla Model S P85 pack in this car. So in the front is essentially the large majority of the battery pack, and that sits exactly where the engine used to be. And then where the prop shaft used to be is now where the HV cables run then to the rear. And then the rear, we have a battery pack around about there, and the Tesla motor underneath that. So in the boot, we actually have a decent sized boot as well. So come and have a look at that. So in the boot, we've got a decent sized boot in here, and the rear battery pack is actually behind that panel there. And underneath here, we've got the 12-volt battery, but it's fair sized boot, and right down in there is where the Tesla drive unit sits. So that's 450 horsepower, 450 newton meters of torque, ready to push this along in a 3-second 0 to 60, which is a crazy acceleration in a car like this. Much, much faster than when it was petrol. So with all that power, we've got to make it stop. So one thing we've done is upgrade the brakes. So all around, we've upgraded the brakes with a Willwood setup, and on the front here specifically, you can see it. It's got the big Willwood calipers there on some massive vented discs, and just look at these Alpina wheels. It's just spot on. Right, enough talking. Driving time. So we are in the beautiful heart of Wales here. I've got a full battery pack, which is good for about 200-mile range, if not more. And ahead of us is the back road between Ellen Valley and Devil's Bridge, which is an iconic road, and I want to get out there. So jump on in, let's go. Right, I'm on the road now, and this is just a glorious car to drive. I mean, it's set up beautifully because we've got a custom gas suspension set up on here, adjustable shocks and springs, and I've got the sunroof open. That tells you it's not a real CSL for a start, because none of the CSLs ever had sunroofs. As far as weight is concerned, a lot of people are probably wondering, surely it's a lot heavier. Well, it is a bit heavier, but not by much. It's only about a small passenger, I'd say, heavier than the original car with a full petrol tank. And it certainly doesn't feel that when you're actually driving, because the weight distribution is really awesome. And in here, it's such a nice place to be. I mean, obviously the interior's gone through a full-on restoration, because with all that water coming in, everything was rotten in here when we got it. And all the wood had just perished badly with all the moisture. So one of my lads, OJ, he's quite handy with wood, let's just put it that way. And he's restored all of the veneer in here beautifully. Anybody that saw the Vintage Voltage episode on this, you'll have seen what he's done. So this place is just a lovely place to sit. And as far as driving it is concerned, well, it's just awesome, quite frankly. And on the roads that we're on, these twisty roads up in the mountains, you couldn't ask for a better car. Right, I'm going to concentrate on the roads. Oh, wow, what a day. Fantastic drive. What a car. Really impressed with this thing. It's just such a road weapon. So the light's going now. We've had a really fun day. I'm starving, so we're going to stop off here at Devil's Bridge, have half a shandy and a pie, and I think we'll call it a day there. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode.